What is the most iconic American drink? Sweet tea? Maybe if you're Southern. Coffee? Close. Coca-Cola. In this video, I'll be briefly explaining the origins of the drink and its creator, John Stiff Pemberton. He was born in 1831 in rural Georgia, and at the age of 19 was trained in herbal medicine. Using this, at the age of 24, he moved to Columbus, Georgia, where he would found his first drugstore. He would run this drugstore until Georgia seceded from the Union. In 1862, he purchased a commission as a first lieutenant in the Georgia State Guard Cavalry. He served the duration of the war in Columbus, and at the Battle of Columbus, Georgia, in April of 1865, a few days after Robert E. Lee had surrendered in Virginia, he received 2 wounds that would change his life forever: a gunshot and a saber slash to the chest. Now, what does one do after receiving such fatal wounds on the battlefield? Drugs. Lots of drugs. The drug of choice for Mr. Pemberton was morphine, likely because it was a popular medicinal thing at the time, and he was a medicine man himself. But after the war, Mr. Pemberton returned to his drugstore in Columbus and began experimenting with a drink to help curb his pain and to ease off his use of morphine, as it was very expensive at the time. He eventually created his Pemberton's French wine coca, which, according to the Cleveland Civil War Roundtable, was a plagiarism of Vin Mariani. Vin Mariani was an existing drink, popular in Europe at the time, which was a synthesization of coca leaves and wine, the same as Pemberton's. He was never persecuted for this, though. After the success of the drink in Columbus, Georgia, he moved his operations to Atlanta, Georgia to expand, and in 1886, Atlanta, Georgia installed a prohibition on alcohol, which made his drink quite illegal. After this setback, he started experimenting again with creating a tonic, and eventually landed on a sugar syrup combination instead of wine. His bookkeeper coined the name Coca-Cola as it combined the 2 chief ingredients other than the sugar syrup, and when combined with carbonated water at a local soda shop, created Coca-Cola as we know it. The drink became insanely popular in Atlanta, Georgia, and even though the city repealed its prohibition in 1887, he continued to advertise and grow the sales of the drink. And as stated in the New Georgia Encyclopedia, Pemberton was also stated as saying that it was the ideal temperance drink at the time during the Prohibition. Despite the successes of both of his drinks, his French wine coca and his Coca-Cola, Mr. Pemberton still suffered greatly from his morphine use, and of course his wallet did as well. In the end, he was forced to sell 2/3 of his company and the rights to his drink and formula to make the ends meet. He died a penniless, but well-loved man in Georgia, as he was the oldest druggist at the time. In the end, pain can motivate a person to do just about anything, even inventing Coca-Cola.